Hello chess family, it's me National Master Jesse James, and today we're going to be taking a look at rule number 16. All combinations are based on double attacks. Now this is one of my favorite games with Morphy. Here he gets to play against Napoleon. Not that Napoleon, but here he's able to just completely dominate his opponent because of a few little mistakes in the opening, and of course this very strong concept of anytime there's a weakness, look for a double attack. Here we go, let's take a look. In this game, Morphy's actually be playing with the black pieces. So, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, the Italian, bishop c5, and just like the game before, here White's going to be playing the Evans Gambit, a great way to start your game. b4, definitely an aggressive way to play. Best way to take is, of course, with the bishop. Pawn c3 to get that quick tempo in, and prepare to play d4 right here. Morphy, of course, knows the idea. We don't want to go back to c5 as that gives us an extra tempo. Let's go ahead and bring the bishop back to a5, maintaining a pin if the d4 pawn does get played. Of course, the best move is to play it forward, so d4 gets played. E takes d4, and here in the main line, and one of the better ways to play is to go ahead and castle. Queen b3 is also a move over here, but here black goes ahead and white goes ahead and plays pawn to e5. Remember, do not move the same piece twice in the open, even if it is a pawn. I think e5 was played here to try and stop any kind of d5 or maybe d6 moves. Well, black to move, can you find the move that already gives black a better position? There's lots of moves here that do that, but only one of them is the best. What do we play here? Hopefully you find it. My rule here in e4, e5 openings, if you can play this move, are equal if not better. And the rule is, if you can play pawn to d5, you're equal if not better. So once d5 gets played here, you've already got good control over the center here, and well, here we're going to get a free tempo attacking the bishop, so maybe we can even attack this pawn on c3 next. Well, if we move the bishop, we're moving the same piece again twice, so white has to go ahead and take. And then how do we take back here? Should we take back with the pawn or take back with the queen? To be honest, both moves are good. Which one would you play? I like the way Morphy plays this. He's going to develop another piece. Queen takes on d6. So now you know something went wrong. Black actually has the one with 3 pieces developed. Even the bishop's ready to come out of the game. And, well, Napoleon only has 2. Okay. Well, you can see that d4 is also underneath heavy attack here. Probably the best move here for white. We're just going to go in and castle. We've lost our pawn. We've definitely lost the advantage here. All right, it's black to move. What's the next piece we want to move? Of course, it's going to be this knight here, but where's the best place to play it to? Well, of course, the common thing here to be playing would be knight to f6, but be careful. There's lots of different ways for now white to get the advantage because, well, e7 square is weak. You can go rook e1 check here, which is very strong. The best move here would be bishop a3, and you're not castling anytime soon. Here, white's already in a better position. So knowing these threats now, you should definitely be able to figure out what's the best move here. Of course, we're going to play the knight to e7 here. We still want to get ready to castle, but here let's try and block these threats from happening. Okay, so knight g7 was played. Knight g5, again, a very bad move. Do not move the same piece twice in the opening. Before we try and take advantage of this, let's try to understand what our opponent's idea is. What's the idea here? Simple chess. Here the idea is just to attack on f7 here. Well, we know f7 is underneath attack. You could look about developing a next piece, but remember, always try to continue with your strategies. What's the next thing we need to do? King safety, we need to castle, especially because our opponent gambited or gave away material. They're even more desperate than normal. All right, what do we do? Of course, just castles here is nice and easy. Again, do not move the same piece twice in the opening. Bishop to d3 gets played. Again, before you stop their idea, go ahead and find out what their threat is. Well, bishop is threatening to take on h7 here. What's the next piece we want to move? It's the slide square bishop, so Morphy plays nice and simple. Bishop to f5. White went ahead and took. Knight takes, and now bishop to a3. Hey, this is developing with the threat. Didn't we just lose a rook? We're losing a rook, but because our pieces are so well developed here, it's really not even a big deal to lose the exchange. But we still got to play correct. So let's move this queen and make a threat. Of course, if you know Morphy, you know what he's going to concentrate on. He's definitely going to go for his king side attack. So let's move the queen over to the king side. Where do we move it to? Again, a few good squares to play, but I like Morphy's move the best. Queen g6. You can have said queen f6 or even queen h6 here, but I like this queen move the best. As you see, it's getting ready to attack on g2, and you can see that maybe the knight will go to h4 and some threats will get made. For those of you who don't know, queen and knights are very good attacking pieces, especially against the king. They're able to switch colors. Well, if we don't take the piece now, we're just going to be losing, so white went ahead and took on f8. What do you play now? Hopefully you did not play rook takes f8, the standard move here. We're going to take on g5. Now this is very strong for a few different reasons. First of all, this knight would be the main defender for the king, so we got rid of that knight. And also, you're seeing that white now needs to move this piece backwards, which is going to give us a free tempo. You can already feel all these pieces just ganging up and all these sleeping pieces. Okay, here we go. Bishop 2e3 was played. What do we play now? Well, we definitely see that white wants to develop the knight here. So here Morphy gets a little greedy, but this is the kind of good greed. We're getting greedy and also stopping our opponent from developing pieces. Pawn takes on c3 here. The bishop's defending, and again, the knight cannot jump to d2 anymore. Remember, if the knight can't get out, the rook can't get out. So this one pawn is holding back two big pieces. All right, white tried bishop c1. Underdeveloping, but trying to bring the bishop over to the king side. White's definitely worried about the king. I mean, this is the great Morphy after all. Queen to g6. And let's go ahead and keep developing with threats. Well, white's going to go ahead and play bishop to f4 real quick. The idea, I think, here is to play bishop g3 and just kind of cover up if the knight ever tries to come in for attacks on g2. All right, let's keep developing with threats here. What do we play? What's the next piece you're going to want to move? Of course, it's this rook on a8. Did you find the best square already, though? Yep. Rook goes to d8, attacking the queen. Queen went to c2. Not a very good move, but I can understand why this happens. All right, we've developed all of our pieces. So now let's start slowly moving forward. Here, a very nice tempo. We can get off the queen. You probably know we're going to play a knight to d4, but which one do we play? Of course, we're not going to be moving this f knight. Remember, we are down the exchange, and we don't want to exchange our queen because this is one of the best attacking pieces. So, knight c to d4. Always choose a piece that's less active. All right, the queen's underneath attack. Queen went to e4, and now the most beautiful move of the game. Black to move and win. What do you play here? Feel free to press pause. This is definitely one that will take a few minutes, if not 20, 30 minutes just to find it. All right, hopefully you found the idea. Here, one of the key ideas is this queen is undefended, and that's why you find this beautiful idea. What did Morphy play here? Believe it or not, the beautiful knight to g3. Just to play it does not mean you understand it. What is the idea of this move? Well, when knight g3 gets played, we're attacking the queen with both the queen and the knight. Okay? So we can't just take the knight. In any variation the queen takes, you just blunder it. Okay, so can't we just exchange queens real quick? Well, if you exchange queens, you just got checkmated. You see the beautiful checkmate here? Here the king can't move anywhere because of this knight. So the other knight jumps in to help out. Knight to e2, check and mate. And that's the idea here that just can't be stopped. You cannot defend the queen, and you cannot defend the checkmate square. What a beautiful mate by Morphy. Remember, guys, all combinations are based on double attacks, and this is definitely a double attack. The queen is hanging, and also the checkmate threat. We'll see you in the next game.